Hello and welcome. We are back with the Kiwi and Scooter podcast after a nice little break-a-rooney.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we've been busy as shit with school and work, but we are here today with a very special guest. We have Justin from the Whippin Poopies, or
Hello.
Whippin Shitties.
Whippin Shitties. Hello. Thank you for having me. This is my first podcast ever. And I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay, well, if you're cringe and you blow it, we can just delete it.
Okay.
I mean, probably not.
And we can unfollow you on Twitter, and
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Never talk to you again.
Never talk to you again.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
it's going to be pretty hard to never talk to you again.
I think we should get some face zooms.
We can do some face zooms for
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Yeah.
for some punchlines. It'll be pretty hard to ignore you, though, because we're playing a show together on May 1st at the
Yes.
Shredder.
The Shredder is located in downtown Boise, for those who don't know.
Most of the people watching this aren't going to have any fucking
Yeah.
clue.
I don't think anybody's going to come who sees this.
Yeah, we'll just hang out together, and it'll be a good time.
Bands playing for bands.
Dude, I set the high score on Pac-Man there, but I feel like I set it every time I play, so something's up with the machine, because I'm not that good at Pac-Man.
Are you just, like, beating yourself over and over again?
Yeah, it's called Pac-Man masturbation. I just beat myself. I'm addicted. He's like, pop, 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 all the pills.
That'd be a good band name. Pac-Man Masturbation?
Maybe a song name.
Yeah. I like it.
Let's make one.
Do you know what my favorite part of playing Pac-Man is?
What?
I like when they turn blue and you eat them.
You're really breaking some ground there,
Yeah,
Copernicus.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Well, Justin is also a guitar player, as well, a singer as well.
No, I'm working
I've
on
seen
that
you
next.
post some vocal covers.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Maybe it's just a lookalike.
Yeah, because I'm definitely not good enough to post any vocal covers.
I thought I saw you guys with your other band, Red Light Challenge. I thought you posted a video of you singing, or is that just the other dude?
That it's got to be somebody else, unless it's a different Justin who looks just like me and plays guitar.
Well, I didn't see any names. There wasn't like you guys weren't wearing name tags.
Yeah, so I'm a guitar player, but in Whippin Shitties I play drums, and Whippin Shitties is a lot of fun. I think I'm the last member of that band to be on this podcast, and I'm honored.
Yes.
I got to close it. I got to do a good close. So
They set a pretty high standard for you.
I know with the performances from Braden and Eric, that was pretty good.
I mean, Jacob didn't do shit. He just talked about vaping for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
I wish I knew that much about vaping.
Well,
No, it's good that you don't. It's fine.
speaking of vaping, today is a very special, nationally recognized holiday.
For vaping marijuana,
Pot.
Some of that devil's lettuce.
taking marijuana.
Would you like to share with us how you spent your 420? You don't have to
Incriminate yourself, but
No, so what did I do today? I woke up and I showered, I think. I don't remember.
You look like you showered.
yeah, you look fresh.
You don't
Thank you.
smell badly.
That's good.
Well, you
I've been
do.
outside all day. I was hiking. I went on a hike with my buddy, with his dog, and we went to this little abandoned mine shaft or something. I don't know what it was. We saw a big ass raven fly out,
Ooh.
and it's just like, I was like, oh, that's a crow, and he's like, no, that's a raven. Ravens are a lot bigger and a little bit prettier than crows. That's basically the difference. But they sound the same. They look the same. They shit a lot. There's a lot of bird shit. We went inside the mine thing, the little abandoned building. There's so much rat poop, and there's like, we saw this tiny little skeleton.
Oh.
It was pretty cute.
Like a
but it
little
was
like,
rat
like a
skeleton.
yeah, it was like a rat skeleton. It was kind of interesting. And then
Punk rock.
somewhere else, there's like a deer skeleton, which is like wild to me. I was like, oh my god. But I mean, I feel like if you're out in nature a lot, it's like, this ain't shit.
Yeah, I saw a deer skeleton once, and then there was a sign that said cougar area, and I was like, oh, shit.
I'm like, oh damn.
Maybe I should get out of here.
I know their kids might come home soon.
Welcome to the Kiwi and Scooter podcast, where we talk about animal carcasses.
And cougars. What kind of cougars though?
Honestly, I don't know anything about cougars. I live in Idaho, but like I don't know shit about nature. I never go out in nature. I stay inside like way too much. And I know nothing about wildlife.
The cougars that I prefer are typically aged like 40 and above.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
We just watched that new H3 video about the guy that only dates older ladies.
Have you
It's
seen
pretty
that? It's been like a meme on the internet. This guy who's like 31. He
Yeah.
dates women in like their 80s and the 90s.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why? For the money?
No, he
loves it.
them.
He's like, I love the way they smell. I love a lady with dentures.
He doesn't get any money for this. This is all for the love of it.
Yeah.
You got to follow your passions, you know. Anybody who's listening, just make sure you never give up on your dreams, even though it's going to be really easy to do that here and there.
How old would you potentially go? What's your cutoff?
You know, I think you kind of have to experiment and find your limit before you actually know.
You got to go too far to know how far is too far.
So yeah, I start with the really old ones. Sometimes they're buried under the ground, but you can get a shovel at like Home Depot for maybe like $9 or something.
We talked a lot about dead bodies so far on this podcast.
Cool.
Yes, welcome to it's a morbidly morbid podcast.
Morbidly morbid. It's a bit redundant, but we'll let it slide this time.
That could be a band name.
Morbidly morbid. I do like that too.
Well, like you guys already have like a pretty rough band name. Like we talked about this with your other members. Like you guys have a band name that can't necessarily be put on like advertisements on Facebook,
On the radio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I have no idea what to do about that. I don't give a shit about the band name. It's just like it's a lot better than what it used to be, and I made up the band name previously.
Wait, so the band had a previous name?
There was a very, very short time period where there's 3 members, me, Braden, and Jacob, and we just put a bunch of shit together, like some covers and no original music, and we called ourselves Fake Baby. Well, I named the band
Fake Baby.
Fake Baby. I have no idea why in hindsight, but
I love the name. I love the name Fake Baby.
it was a little too punk, and I remember one show. It was our first show ever. It was at the Android House. Rest in peace. That was our first show as a 3-piece, and we just did some covers. And then Braden changed the band name on the spot to Whippin Shitties, and I was just like, perfect. This guy's a genius.
So he didn't discuss this with the band?
Nope.
Is he Adolf?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
One time he grew out that little mustache, and I was like, bro, you got to shave that. I'm just kidding.
What about your other band? Because your other band, Red Light Challenge, you guys put on one of the sickest sets I've ever seen. It's like,
are you serious? You think so?
Yeah, no, you guys are like my favorite. You got to check them out if you're bored and you need to watch. Go find them on Facebook. They put a lot of videos on Facebook like once a week. They're called Red Light Challenge.
They're really entertaining guys. So there's 2 brothers from Hawaii are the band leaders. They're very entertaining and great frontmen. Their songwriting is really catchy.
It is.
And they've been an acoustic duo for a long time, and they wanted to put a full band together, and I'm just glad that they asked me out of all the guitar players in the world, because Lord knows there's like an abundance of guitar players. I should have played piano or drums or something.
Everyone wants to play guitar, but hey, if you made it, just don't get dethroned. Don't lose your spot, right?
Right. Yeah, and so actually starting next weekend, I'm going to be playing with a cover band. So that band will be like my band for making money.
That's smart.
And then Red Light Challenge is like a band that I can just kind of get some stage experience with and play guitar for fun. And then Whippin Shitties is like another passion project. So because I'm playing in a band that will bring in money, it takes some of the pressure off of the other bands, and like, am I wasting my time and not getting paid? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, you kind of got to do that. I mean, cover bands just are going to make more money because bars are going to want to hire bands that play songs that the audience is going to recognize.
Like dance to and buy some booze to and all that good stuff. You got to be entertaining.
No, but your guys' set that I saw for Red Light Challenge was fucking unbelievable. You guys sounded like, I don't know, I was getting vibes of like some punk rock, also like Bruno Mars a little bit.
Oh, that's good. They love Bruno Mars.
Yeah, like I could totally sense that. A lot of their harmonies were like really top
They're
notch.
good
too.
singers, dude. It's just like it's fun.
Your guitar playing was unbelievable. I like on the U2 cover you did. I couldn't believe you were hitting the riff there.
Oh, dude, it's just smoke and mirrors, man.
Is it really?
I'll show you how to play it, and then all you have to do is it's such a simple riff, and then all you have to do is add delay,
add the delay.
add the right setting, and then it does it for you.
Well, you blew my mind. So
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
smoke and mirrors. Just because something's smoke and mirrors doesn't mean it's not cool.
Well, yeah, smoke and mirrors is like what they, magicians use in Vegas, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
They just vape in mirrors.
Vape and mirrors, baby. That's like modern day.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna cover this brand.
Yeah, you don't want.
So you don't get audited or whatever, demonetized.
It's I think it's Costco brand anyway, so I don't think it's real.
Speaking of magicians, I saw this like really like trashy magician in Vegas who like knocked up one of his like assistants, and they were like, she just had her baby, and like
it would have been funnier if she was pregnant. Like that's so white trash.
He's like, for my next trick, I will create life.
That is like magic.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
You just come inside a vagina and then they grow a human.
See, as a guy, our job is just way too easy. And here's the thing. See, here's the thing. Girls have literally no reason to hang around us except for that. Because they've got other girls. Oh.
Is that Henry?
That's Henry.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Whoa.
I want to get him.
Sorry, Henry.
No, he's not going to let me.
Henry got us a little off topic. But yeah, no.
Off the topic of magicians impregnating their assistants.
I disagree.
Yes.
I think men have it pretty rough because we have to deal with the hormonal women while they're pregnant. And
Easy
they're
there.
like hella mean. And we just have to sit there and be nice.
See, well, here's what girls have to deal with. They have to deal with guys who are like, oh, I got a cold and I got a flu. And then whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about. That's just that's the low hanging fruit of differences between men and women. But
we're gonna turn into an.
Well, no. Here's what I think. I was thinking about this like yesterday. I was thinking about like how girls they could run the world, but they can't have kids without men, and like a lot of girls have this deep rooted biological instinct to get pregnant, and they love babies.
I love babies.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
She is out of control, and I'm not gonna give her my jizz. Okay. I don't want a baby.
I'm 23, and it's like the age where my body is like, you should for sure have a baby. So if I like see a baby, okay, what really gets me is
that
videos.
Just makes me panic.
If I see videos of like 2-year-olds skateboarding, for some reason it makes me go crazy and I start crying and like.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. It's like a deep rooted biological.
Yeah.
Whatever, obviously, but it's just but girls have girls to like do everything else with except have babies. Like,
yeah, if it wasn't for
like guys suck at comforting, guys suck at giving advice to girls. Guys are the ones that are breaking girls' hearts the majority of the time.
Well, on South Park they had all the guys and they took them all to Mars and they just milked them. They milked them for their semen. And had them write jokes, and that was all that men were allowed to do because they suck at everything else.
Oh my god!
I was thinking that
I have to see that
brought that to mind for me too. Yeah.
But it's very true. But also, like, women will like cry when they see children. I don't have that response. Is that because like I'm a man or because I'm a sociopath?
Oh,
do you cry?
I ask myself that question like almost every day.
Am I a sociopath?
I think there's a test you can take.
I'd probably fail it. I'm so bad at school, dude. I hate homework. I dropped out of college.
Wait, so you're not currently a student?
I'm not currently a student. And the other week when you were like, yeah, we have a bunch of homework and finals this week, I'm just like, well, I'm praying for you because...
we need all the prayers because it's been a fucking disaster so far.
I'm going to pull out an A in every class unless something goes horribly wrong. So I'm feeling pretty good.
So what do you do? Like you have other than playing in your bands?
Oh, okay. I've got a day job at Home Depot.
Okay.
It's fun because I used to suck really bad at it because people walk up and like, I need this size screw with this kind of thread and this kind of head and this length, and it has to be galvanized. I'm just like, oh.
Man, that sounds like another language already.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you ever heard somebody talk about cars?
Yeah, I've no idea what's happening.
I hate car talk. I can't. It's
Dude,
it's literally another language. But that's what I do during the day. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's basically like working freight and then helping people find things.
I almost worked at Home Depot. I applied and I got hired, but I really wanted to work in the paint department, and they only had an opening in the lumber department. And I was like, I don't know anything about lumber. I just want to work in the paint department. So I turned him down for a different job.
Lumber's cool. You can drive like forklifts around and stuff all the time.
Damn. But yeah,
Man, you should have done that. You fucking blew it.
Fucked up.
So that's what I do during the day. I rock an orange apron. Some people come in and like, just because I know what like a certain tool is, they think I'm God. And then some people come in and they ask for something really hard, and I'm like, I have no idea, because I've never built anything, but here I am working at Home Depot.
I would think you were a god, because anytime someone knows something at Home Depot, I just like am so thankful that I don't have to spend another second in Home Depot.
I don't blame you. The concrete floors or something else.
I like Home Depot.
But I wanted to ask you guys, so has anybody talked to you guys about your music?
I mean, sometimes, yeah, people will shoot us questions and we'll have a little back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Because it's just like catchy stuff, and I don't know how you guys come up with lyrics. See, 'cause I was telling you I'm not like a singer, but I would like to write songs, and writing lyrics is one of the most common obstacles for like songwriters.
Dude, honestly, I have no idea. I haven't been able to write a good lyric in like forever. I feel like so stuck. Writing lyrics is so hard.
It is hard.
And I hate doing it, but it's like I'm also thinking about it 100% of the time.
Mm.
And so I think that the main thing I do is I never like am sleeping on trying to write songs. Like I'm always at least attempting.
For me, it was hard because I like have loved writing for a long time, and I've written like a lot of like poems and like vignettes, which are like super short stories. But I never have been like a person who rhyming comes easily to. And I feel like rhyming is something that's like pretty important in music. It's not like required, but to make stuff catchy and like really listenable, it kind of should rhyme. Mm-hmm. And so that's where I kind of struggle. I feel like rhymes like limit my writing because you can only use certain words. Once you pick a word, you pick another word that rhymes with it.
And you're SOL without a good vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely like what I struggle with is like trying to say what I want to say and still make it rhyme.
Where are you at in the songwriting process? Like, are you still getting your feet wet? Like, you obviously know how to play guitar and how songs are structured. I feel like that's the hard part.
See, that's kind of where I excel. But when it comes to like finishing stuff and writing lyrics, I mean, every time I write lyrics, it's just like I hate this. I guess what my problem is maybe I hold myself to too high of an expectation, where I want the first line that I write down to be perfect every time.
But I think that's a good thing, and that'll get you somewhere. I think having a high expectation is overall a positive thing, because I think it's gonna make what you eventually do right better.
Something I wanted to try is, I was talking to like some songwriter or whatever, and he says that practicing writing songs, even if they're crap in like any genre, and just doing it for fun and like doing it not to release is a really good like practice and exercise.
I do that a lot. I write lots of songs about my cats. I write lots of songs about Kaylee that are just like absolutely garbage, but I do it just to like kind of work on melodies and like the phrasing of like how a song will work. And it's good to just like to have like a thing down. Like I've written hundreds of just
like throwaway songs.
Throwaway songs that I don't. Sometimes I release them just because they're so ridiculous that I think they're funny. But I think that is actually really good advice, to just write songs, even if it's like about, I don't know, drinking water.
Yeah, see, and I haven't tried them out yet, so who knows? But someday it'd be nice to be able to finish songs. But have you met those people that just like crank out music like like they're just a songwriting factory.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I hate them.
It's absolute bullshit.
I watched a Ben Folds video today of him writing a song with an orchestra in 10 minutes, and it was a hit. Oh, so frustrating.
Do you like Ben Folds?
I don't know. I haven't really. I'm pretty sheltered when it comes to music. There's a lot I haven't heard. There's a lot that I have,
sheltered
but
music.
Yeah, he's not like very popular or anything.
Well, I mean, I've definitely heard the name before, so it's like I should have heard something by this point.
You should check him out. He's a piano player.
He's an amazing piano player.
His music is described as punk rock for sissies.
Punk rock for sissies.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Punk piano.
Yeah, he sings like in a very like, you know, like how sometimes people sing and they're like, even though if they're American and like a British dude is singing, it all sounds the same.
Right.
Like Coldplay sings and it sounds the same as like an American band.
Yeah.
He sings where it's like obvious that he's American. Like he enunciates like everything so much. And it's very distinct. I don't know why that just stands out to me. I saw him play live in Salt Lake and he got the audience like really, he had like a whole orchestra and stuff. And he got the audience really involved. And he played like with a symphony where a bunch of people had like season tickets to see the symphony like once a month.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of people that didn't know Ben Folds and it was in Salt Lake and he swears so much that there was an article in the newspaper about it the next day about all the people that just go every month to the symphony and were like really offended.
Oh my god, dude. I hate people that get offended by language. It's seriously such a waste of anybody's time.
What would we have to say right now to offend you? Because obviously there's a line.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like if we came out with just like some hard N-bombs, like obviously that'd be too much,
would offend me.
right?
N-bombs don't offend me.
It depends how they're said.
It's true.
Context is important when it comes to the N-word. Or it's not. I don't know.
I get offended sometimes when people like will shit talk America.
Really?
I
Really?
didn't know that about myself.
I don't feel that at all.
What kind of shit talk though?
Like the other day on Twitter, people were like telling me that America sucks and that we're the shittiest country in the world. And I just wasn't having it. I didn't realize that I had this inner patriotism until it was like brought upon me. And I was like getting mad. I was like, fucking, we went to the moon. We invented the internet. We invented rock and roll. Like, what? Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. You texted me venting about that.
Yeah, I needed to calm down.
Dude.
I don't feel that at all. I have no patriotism whatsoever.
I kind of in the same boat. Like, I didn't really grow up, like, being taught to love my country. And so I don't really feel that.
I was
kind of
taught the opposite.
Nationalism.
I grew up with like punks, and it was like always hate America. America sucks all the way. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like switching.
you just.
I think my family is very like my grandma was born in Belgium, and my parents both went on like their missions to different countries. And I feel like my parents think of themselves as like international. Like my household speaks a bunch of languages, and I don't think there's ever like a very strong like connection to like America as being like my country.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like my country. It's like all of our country.
Yeah.
That's why it's great.
It is pretty cool.
Because it's for all of us.
I think right now in this point in time, there's kind of a little blip on our history. We can just maybe erase it later on, but that's also frowned upon.
Yeah.
See, it's like I don't know if could we all come to like an agreement to kind of erase out this crappy time in history, or highlight it.
I think highlighting is probably a good idea.
I think being, acknowledging at least.
I think like
so it doesn't, repeat.
I think that's an insightful way of looking at it, is that we should probably highlight it.
Was it the saying, people who forget their history are doomed to repeat it?
Ooh.
See, I don't know if this is offensive or not, but I kind of feel like America needs to get their ego checked, and maybe lose another war, or like have some sort of war fought on our territory.
I definitely agree with you there.
I mean, see, that's kind of fucked up to say, but it's also like,
I don't know if I agree that we should fight a war, but I think that we definitely need to fuck off with our military stuff.
Yeah, dude. Okay, can you imagine like just a nuclear holocaust and see what's worse than getting killed by like a nuke? That's like not even that bad because it's
Right.
like boom, done.
That's the best way to go in a
But-
nuclear scenario.
Yeah.
But like what's worse is surviving one. And there's some evidence of that. You know, you know how Japan got bombed by nuclear wars. You see now all the survivors of all that radiation and all that stuff. Now they're just so fucked up. They blur out their porn and they got all this weird tentacle anime.
You think that's the nuke that did that?
I don't know. It's the only country that's
Correlation, causation. I don't
so
know.
I think that's why it's a bad idea to survive a nuclear blast.
I think it's weird though, like in the modern day, that we actually kind of have to worry about that. Like, it's a serious thing.
But a lot of people have nukes. Yeah.
Because like there's so many nukes in the world, and like we live in the country that's got all of them. So it's like we're the fucking team to beat. Everyone's gunning for us.
We have the most. We don't have all of them. Lots of other countries have nukes.
Right, but I'm saying I was speaking in
Hyperbole.
hyperbole.
Hyperbole?
You bitch.
I didn't realize. So in my film class, we like learned about Godzilla, like the original Godzilla movie. I didn't realize it was like commentary on the bomb. I thought it was like a silly monster movie.
Oh,
It's like a metaphor, and like they talk about like the nuclear bomb like a ton. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, it's like
Dude,
like social commentary.
That's what I you just gotta wonder, like, if you kind of grew up in a time or you grew up in a country where your shit got bombed like twice real bad, and like it's the only okay, what I'm trying to say is like, what does it feel like to be the only country that got shit on?
They got nuked.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have mad respect for the Japanese people. Like, they rebuilt that shit so fast, and now they're like one of the world powers again.
Yeah, they're like thriving.
Dude, yeah, I mean, they totally deserve it too. It's like, damn, okay, don't nuke them again because
Yeah. It's like one of the coolest places in the world is Japan now. Like, they have like one of the most like thriving cultures.
They have a thriving economy and like,
Dude,
yeah.
did you guys know that Japan is like the size of California? I think it's smaller.
I think it is smaller, yeah.
Oh my god, fuck that shit. It's see, I'm half Asian, half Colombian. So I'm half Chinese, half Colombian. But oh my god, dude, Asians annoy the fuck out of me.
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, no. See, that won't offend me. What
was I was gonna say about sizes of countries. Like, have you ever seen Texas compared to Europe? It covers like
yeah.
all of Europe. It's crazy. And people are like, we can be like Denmark and make stuff work. It's like, dude, Denmark is tiny. America is so big and so diverse and so spread out.
But again, that's why America's cool. You go to Japan, who are you gonna see? Just Japanese people. You go to Russia, all white dudes. Africa, all black dudes. America is legit. We have all sorts of people. Sure, we don't get along sometimes. But overall, most of us do.
If somebody was like, I'm going to give you enough money to get settled in a different country, I would leave so fast.
Which country?
Not every country, but
I'd
like,
love to go to a bunch of different countries.
yeah.
Like, I'd love to live in Tokyo.
Yeah, or like Europe somewhere.
What about you? If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
I have really no idea. I've been to Hong Kong twice.
Really?
that's cool.
Yeah,
I've
I've been to Hong Kong twice.
Tell
and
us
then,
about Hong Kong.
Well, and then inland China. Hong Kong is dope. It's basically like, it's super pretty, and you don't really have to speak Chinese to get around there because it's so westernized.
Because
And
the British
it's a hot
fucking were their
it's a
daddies.
hot-
for a
yeah.
while.
It's a hot spot for tourism. So like a lot of the Chinese people there know a certain amount of English. But it's really pretty. Think of like it's just really beautiful skyscrapers as well as like island scenery and ocean. Because it's like a little island, so you can look out and you see these giant beautiful buildings with awesome architecture and lighting and blah blah blah, as well as the ocean.
That's really cool.
Like green islands of whatever. So that's kind of, I think everybody should go at least once.
It's like the center for like business of the world, kind
Oh
of.
Yeah.
yeah, it's nuts.
I've always wanted to go like to China or, somewhere in that part of the world. I've been to like Europe.
I've left the country two times. One was to go to Tahiti, and I went there and back. And the other time was Canada.
Where's Tahiti?
It's kind of in between Australia and Hawaii.
What?
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I'm so ignorant to geography.
I'm pretty ignorant to geography too, especially like when you like start talking about islands and shit. I only know that one because I've been there.
See, I wish I knew the world map as well as I know like where all the Taco Bells in the city are.
It's true. I know that shit like the back of my hand. What's your Taco Bell order right now?
See, I always go with the Crunchwrap Supreme and
Good choice.
and some of those crunchy tacos, just because they're cheap and I love them. I always get the hot sauce or fire or Diablo, hot and above.
Whoa! You go Diablo, or you're a high roller with Diablo?
I can fuck with Diablo.
Jeez.
I pray to the devil sometimes.
What was your opinion of the nacho fries?
Never had them.
What? They
Really?
were great.
You didn't even try them?
I don't know. I didn't. Nope. I don't go that often. But
my chocolate
sure they're
order
good.
is chicken chalupa
chicken
every
chalupa.
time.
That's the deep fried burrito, basically, right? Chalupas.
It's like a
Yeah.
deep fried taco shell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
We find ourselves at Del Taco a little more frequently,
Oh, I don't blame you.
just because of the price.
Yeah. They're almost equally close. Like there's like a Del Taco and then like a Taco Bell just like right down there.
Dude, I got a shit ton of food from Del Taco for like $4.50
Exactly.
one time. I'm just like, wow, this is the way to go.
It's pretty insane how much you can get for like such a low price.
At like 3:30 in the morning too. So it's
Yeah.
like, way to go, Del Taco.
24 hours most locations.
Yeah, see, I wonder. You got to wonder if they like started their business and were like, "Hey, we're gonna market towards the people who stay up really late. Who stays up really late? Stone people, drunk people, and
college students.
Yeah, that's kind of like Del Taco is made for you.
And they're smart because they keep their like value menu so cheap. I honestly don't know how they make money because their tacos are so cheap.
They pay their employees very badly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I just got hired at Dutch Bros, and the Dutch Bros in Milwaukee is 24 hours.
Dude,
and
you don't disclose your location. You're gonna get trolled. You dox yourself.
Bleep.
Okay, you want to know which location I'm at, but my point is, Milwaukee and Broadway are both 24 hours, and a coffee shop being 24 hours seems kind of crazy to me. Like, is there enough people getting coffee in the middle of the night where it's worth a 24-hour location?
I've seen it in Milwaukee. I used to live right by there. And I seriously, I asked the same question, like, what the fuck would anybody want coffee for right now at like 2 a.m? And there will be people there. Some people are so nuts. Some people go to work at like 4:30 in the morning.
That's true.
That's true.
And
you used to work at 4:30.
Yeah, I used to work at 4 a.m.
Oh, see? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Because you have to go to bed at like 7 p.m. Like
yeah,
an old
I'd go to
person.
bed at like 7, 8, and then...
Like a grandma.
Yeah.
You know what? That's my favorite part of old people culture.
Just going to bed early.
Yeah, and waking up fucking really early.
Dude, old people culture. Okay, all right. So I don't know how we're related, but I've got this relative, and he is definitely a baby boomer who watches Fox News religiously
It's like my grandma.
and golf. And he's just like, he soaks it in. He sponges it up. Here's what's crazy. He's Mexican. He speaks Spanish, but he's racist to Mexicans. He's overall, he's just racist. And he's like, he said some shit to me. He called me, he knows my name, but he goes, "Hey, Gino." And I'm just like,
Oh, no.
I'm like more like baffled than offended.
Yeah, that's
Just well, and then I've got 2 younger sisters, and we were all visiting, and it was like dinner time, and we're hanging out. We're on our phones, right? Because he's watching Fox News and golf, and goes to bed at 7 p.m., wakes up at 4. He tells my sisters, he says, "What are you guys doing out here? You guys should be in the kitchen, making some dinner right now."
Oh, my God.
I was just like, I wasn't even offended because this guy is just like, this is entirely who he is.
yeah.
You just can't like you can get offended, but it's like, you just can't like get upset.
You're not going to change him.
Yeah,
Right.
it's too late to change.
My sisters didn't understand that. They got pissed and they're just like,
How many sisters do you have?
2 younger ones.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's not good. It's because one of them is a freshman in college and one of them is like right about like middle of high school, end of high school age.
Do they make fun of you a lot?
No.
Very lucky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they do behind my back, but for the most part, now I've just got to worry about boys. I got to fend off boys, and here's what sucks: they bring home guys they're like bigger than I am.
That is scary.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck. See, I mean, what I can't fight.
I can't fight.
I would
either,
lose.
so.
I would lose a fight, and so I gotta know that about myself in order to kind of, where am I going with this?
So you don't get hurt.
Yeah. I talked myself into a corner, and I don't know how to get out. Let's put something on the background here.
Oh shit, we
What's
forgot
the
to...
background?
Yeah.
Oh, what is the background?
What are we gonna do?
Now we're gonna have the Jeopardy footage behind us. Have you seen Jeopardy?
I feel like I have. That
What?
sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it's like
Where
I
everyone's
can't
named
explain.
Jeff?
Yeah, everybody's name's Jeff, and all the questions are Jeff, and all the answers are Jeff.
Yeah.
You have to see it.
I've totally seen that.
I think now that you've said it, I think I have seen Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's
Should
great.
we put Jeopardy as the background?
Yes, Jeopardy should be the background,
Very cool. We can do that.
and then after that, like footage of John Mayer because I love John Mayer.
I love John Mayer too, and
John
everybody
Mayer's-
gives him shit.
John Mayer is a great guitar player.
Yeah,
And he's a great singer, and he's a great songwriter. Sorry.
that is true.
Yeah, but his best song is Free Fallin'. So...
Oh, I was gonna say, it was kind of weird, like meeting Michael and stuff. He's an only child, and I'm the oldest of 5.
Oh.
And like, so you totally get there's like sibling culture. Like when you have younger siblings, gotta like look
Sibling
out
culture.
for them.
Sibling culture.
Yeah, and Michael has no idea about sibling culture.
No.
Yeah,
every man for himself.
yeah, you can't talk about siblings, otherwise it's just appropriating our sibling culture.
Exactly, yeah. No,
Exactly.
like, I've learned from her that it's every man for themselves, especially when it comes to meals, especially when it comes to stuff. She's like very protective over like, this is my stuff.
Yeah, and like don't move it either.
Yeah.
Don't fucking move it.
Like me, like everything is ours. I don't care.
It's
Yeah.
weird. I don't understand. See, this thing about siblings though is like it's like the one person or people in your life who you can be absolute garbage to, and like
It doesn't matter.
and then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter because then like 2 seconds later it's like you're perfectly fine.
I feel that way about like some of my friends.
That's good. I feel like to have that level of comfort with your friends is a big deal.
I feel like that's what you do when you're an only child. You like make really close friends.
I feel
You
like
know?
that's true about being married too.
Yeah.
Like we could fucking like be screaming at each other and then be laughing within that.
Yeah.
I think that is a characteristic of a successful marriage right there.
I hope so.
Because
We'll see.
well, think about
We'll
it.
see
Like,
how it
I mean,
goes.
I've never dated anybody and felt like I could yell and scream at them, and then have it be okay after.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can find somebody who you can yell and scream with and not at,
I think if the arguments are productive and like
Yeah.
you understand each other, you don't have to agree at the end, but as long as you understand each other, then it's. And a lot of people, it just takes time to find someone that works.
and this is marriage advice on the King and Queen of the Losers podcast.
That's what we should start doing.
Yeah.
We should start doing marriage advice.
You could totally do that.
No way, we're too young. We'll do that when we're in our like
Yeah.
40s.
There
Yeah.
could be some good young advice. Who knows? For the targeted for the people who may not know qualities of a good relationship.
But we'd be giving advice, if we're doing marriage advice, we'd be giving advice to predominantly people older than us. The last thing the old people want to hear is advice from people younger than them.
Oh,
They
that's true.
hate that shit.
Dude, old people are a trip.
Are you anti-old people?
No, so at Home Depot, I work with a lot of like retired like cops and like people in the military and retired contractors. So I get to pick their brains a lot, but oh my God, dude, sometimes just working around them makes me realize how the shit I think sounds intelligent around my friends sounds completely stupid to somebody who's older. Like
Or
one time
someone in the
I'm like,
military.
yeah, or something in the military or whatever. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, man, life's a trip. And sometimes my friends will be like, oh yeah, it's pretty deep. And, you know, your friends get busy and they move away and blah, blah, blah. And like, everybody's having kids. And like, yeah, we're so intelligent. We kind of get this. Old people are like, are you fucking dumb? Like, talk to us when your friends are getting divorced and when, I don't know, they die.
Oh, my friends they're kind of being weird because they're dating. Yeah, well, this is a bullet hole in my ass. I got this in Iraq, you spoiled shit.
Moon 'em.
We did get banned from Twitch once for me mooning the camera.
That's awesome.
Why would you think that's okay? Like, if you could show butts on Twitch, it'd just be a porn
The
site.
chat was asking for my butt, and I
do it for the chat.
Don't listen to chat.
And that's true. Well, I don't know anything about, dude. Do you guys realize like every day that we're alive right now is like an episode of Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Because shit's getting weird.
That's how I feel about. Have you played HQ before?
No. What is that?
It's like an app that you download, and it's like a trivia. It's live trivia, and they do 15 questions at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. and anybody can enter. And if you get all the questions right, you split the pot of like anywhere from, they've done like, it's normally $5,000, but they'll do like a special thing sponsored by a movie, and they'll do like 200 grand or like something really big. But it's like a game show, but anybody can enter. And there's
win?
like, yeah, and you can win. And the questions are like, I've never won. I've gotten to like question 10 because there's no like rhyme or reason. Like there'll be like a golf question and then like an art question and then like a pop culture question. But it just seems like so like almost dystopian that it's just like, it's a free for all. There's a live chat going.
If the losers of the game died, it would be an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine like they do a pot of like $500 million, but like you die if
But you die, like
if you get a question
bottom
wrong.
20% dies. And so you like, it's on the first question too, so you're like, oh fuck!
People would play like it's their last
Who wrote
chance.
Moonlight Sonata? Shit! Mozart!
But yeah, I totally agree. Like,
Why do you think it's like an episode of Black Mirror?
Oh, dude, just okay. It got me thinking. The other week when Zuckerberg was like in the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch any of that?
I watched a lot of it. And
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I was like, Madam Senator, Madam Congresswoman. Oh my God, he's fucking hilarious. But like, oh, dude, it just blew my mind that like this dude invented something that got so out of hand that the government needs to get involved.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's pretty wild.
He made it in his dorm room.
yeah.
Dude, some people are fucking nuts. I'm telling you.
And accidentally installed a fascist government on the entire world. He's just trying to find a website that could rate chicks. And then he fucking installed a fascist spying website for all of us.
Oh my. Okay, and then fucking. What else? Why is it Black Mirror? Because, dude, Bluetooth blows my mind. There's like so many things that blow my mind. Like Bluetooth. Like I walk into my car and it just like connects. It's like you see that in movies where you just walk into something and it just kind of conveniently is like intuitive technology, and more technology is intuitive. And drones are another thing that kind of fuck my shit up.
Scary.
One time I saw a video of a drone. So the guy had his drone and he had a hornet's nest, and it's like the video is called "This is how to take out a hornet's nest with a drone." What do you think? What do you think happened?
It fucked up the hornet's nest.
Yes, and it was the greatest video. It just went. Wait, this is what it sounded like. Anyway.
I also feel like things are. I love reading old science fiction, like from like the 40s and stuff before we had any of this stuff. To
They
see,
get a lot of it right.
yeah, like Isaac Asimov and Ray Bradbury. Like at one point, you got to read it. Like there's at like the 1931 World Fair or something. Isaac Asimov was asked to make like a bunch of predictions for the year 2000. And he was like 50% right. There's like 30 things that he listed. He's like, we're going to have this and this and this. And he was like so spot on.
I think it was like H.G. Wells who like pretty much predicted Facebook too.
Maybe. I think you're thinking of E.M. Forster.
Maybe E.M. Forster.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names.
E.M. Forster wrote a story in like 1918 or some shit about like, in the future, people live in these pods and there's a screen and they don't leave the pod. They just talk to their friends on a screen. And
Sounds like
Dude,
something
that's oh my God, how did they predict that? See, this is what I don't get. You got guys who were alive like, you know, just like Galileo and all those famous like old dudes who were really smart, and then like Isaac Newton and then these authors that you're talking about, like they were like, you know what I mean? Like those people who invent math.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, or just like what the like they're so good at math that they invent it, and they did this hundreds of years ago. And here I am. I'm like I can't even figure out the tip.
No, the calculator's only been around for like 100 years, maybe less, and they're like figuring out like calculus.
Yeah,
that blows my mind. I can't even like pass my entry-level college math.
No, seriously, well, fuck college too. It's just like you pay a shit ton of money to go and like be put in really uncomfortable social situations with a bunch of people that make you feel like shit.
But I think that's kind of
and to like maybe get a good job someday.
I think that's
like,
kind
it's
of
not
the
guaranteed.
point, though.
Well, I think teach yourself off the laptop too. I hate that part of it. But I think like dealing with awkward social situations is like the whole point of college. It's like trying to like teach people how to work together and not be fucking awkward as hell. That's true. Nope, that's not me. I failed that because I'm fucking awkward as hell.
No, you're not.
Group projects are like the thing is, you'll never catch me with a group project because I dropped out of school.
But you are in group projects. You work at Home Depot where you deal with customers. That's not a very awkward thing. You play in multiple bands, so you obviously know how to work with people.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. But fucking, I'm not gonna. Yeah, dude, writing papers, that's not me.
That's not me
That's
either.
not me.
I'm the kind of person in a group project to totally take over the group project and do the whole thing.
Just because, so you can cover your own ass.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
I'll do every group project alone if I have to. I just do it.
It's great being married to this bitch. She does our taxes and stuff.
Well,
dude, that's great.
Yeah, I do handle the taxes.
This is the ASMR portion of this podcast.
It's free real estate. That would have been impressive if you had a real fart.
I
Don't call me out on being a fake fart. I was going to add it in post.
That was a real fart.
Post.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Horrible.
It smells like Del Taco. Del Taco Bell.
Dude, they should invent Del Taco Bell.
What would it be? It'd be like, what would you order?
It's like one of those like KFC A&Ws. It's just like both the restaurants
It's just
together.
Taco Bell food, but with Del Taco prices.
Okay, I could get behind that.
I could
Del
definitely get
Taco
behind that.
hours.
I think Taco Bell would be like, well, we'll have to look at that. We'll call you.
Del Taco's for sure not down with this deal.
Yeah.
Well, I know you were saying that you wanted to promote your show.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, here's what I'm worried about is, like, everybody's so busy. What if this doesn't get out in time? It gets tomorrow night.
I think I'm going to upload it, like, at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Oh, I'm down with it.
So do you want to try and promote it?
All right.
If it works, it works.
Hello, King and Queen of the podcast. Nope. Let me try that again. You kings and queens of the kings and queens of the Losers podcast listeners, you.
Better.
Tomorrow night, which will be April 21st, National Surprise Drug Test Day. In Nampa, the Rose House is hosting a show. We've got the touring band Choke the Pope coming. Commonwealth is playing. And Whippin Shitties. And there's one more band, and I feel like a complete asshole right now because I have no idea what they're called.
They're not going to find out.
Okay. And if you do, I'm sorry.
And I'll put a link in the description to it.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. Just
I'm
a couple
from
boys
Ohio.
from Ohio.
Well, and so here's the significance of this show. Whether this gets uploaded in time or not, this is just the overall significance of why this is so special. So, it was about a year ago. The King and Queen, Commonwealth, and Whippin Shitties all played at the Hive.
The Hive, yeah.
Dude, can you imagine if we did that again, how many people would show up now?
I don't think that many people would
I
show
think
up.
that'd be so fun. I would love to have a concert with the three of us again, which I think was happening May 1st.
May 1st, yeah.
Okay,
or
shit.
at least most of us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now, like, that would be super fun. Now that I understand, like, oh, this is what's going on, I'm kind of more used to the scene, I guess.
Well, it's completely changed over the last year. I was in the scene before this last year, and now it's like all new people. So it's like I was new to the scene too a year ago.
Dude, really? Okay, so like I saw you play with your acoustic guitar at the Hive, and you I think you broke a string or something.
Sounds about right.
All right.
Yeah. But I actually never told you this, but I was really impressed with that performance, and I was like, I was like, wow, this is cool. The lyrics aren't like too try hard, but they like are very genuine. Which is that's a compliment.
That's kind of what I go for, so I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, and I think that's really good. I think no matter what kind of music, as long as people hear that it's like genuine and raw, well, you can have it more refined, but like genuine, I think that's what people want more than anything, regardless of genre.
I agree.
But this show tomorrow, Whippin Shitties, Commonwealth, one band that I don't remember the name of, I'm so sorry, and Choke the Pope. Whippin Shitties used to cover Choke the Pope.
Oh.
That's right.
Like that was like when we didn't have any songs, we had to fill out time. We would cover one of their songs called My Car.
My car is just a and I do a parody version, and it's about my dad. My dad is just a garbage man because he works as a garbage man.
I gotta hear about that. I'm gonna go talk to him about that.
He doesn't
Oh,
work as,
damn it.
he's a retired computer programmer. Like,
so Braden, one of the guitar players and singers in Whippin Shitties, Choke the Pope is one of his absolute favorite bands. And
that's awesome.
Like that Spotify list came out, most top 5 songs, all of them for him were Choke the Pope that year.
That's so cool.
And so here he is. He gets to play with his band. He gets to play with one of his favorite bands, and then he gets to play with his friends in Commonwealth, who we went on tour with. I think we like took your spot or something.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
were gonna go on tour with them, and you guys, you assholes, snaked us.
Yeah, we snaked you. We're just like, there's fucking King and Queen of the Losers.
Nah, you guys were better for each other. We would have been so boring for them to tour with.
Well, I mean, it's too bad that it happened that way, but it's like, it was like a really good tour.
Yeah, I think we're kind of glad it worked out that way because I think that we were gonna be bad to tour. I think we had like classes and shit.
yeah, we had like so much stuff going on.
It's just crazy because I knew you guys were I don't know how big your band is. I don't really understand because it seems like you have a lot of fans, and we saw your sticker in Salt Lake at the underground.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's why I was kind of like, oh man, it's too bad like they're not here. This would be so fun. What's your guitar player's name again?
Casey.
He fucking rocks.
Yeah, he
yeah,
rips.
Casey's so good.
We're way better now that we have him and not me.
Dude, I saw
to play.
there's footage of him like crowd surfing at Tree Fort.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm like, dude, what a dream come true. That's fucking awesome.
Crowd surfing and playing, like
yeah,
he's so crazy.
Dude, what a rock star.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night there's a show. It starts at, I don't even know. This is the worst plug.
No, it's not. This has been a great plug. There's been like cool little stories to go along.
It's at this
Give
time.
Give yourself some credit.
Oh man, I can't remember the time.
If you show up at Rose House at 7 p.m., you'll
probably be safe.
Fine.
Yeah. That's basically my plug. It's gonna be a good show because it's like 3 bands. We're all friends. We're all pals. It's a small house show. House shows are always fun because you get to like hang out with the people that are there, and you're not playing to them, but you're playing like with them.
I loved your guys' Choke the Pope cover. I did.
Oh, thank you.
How many times did I sing it?
A lot.
Every day.
Yeah.
Right?
It's catchy as shit.
He loves it.
Choke the Pope. Yeah, they're
I've never
good
heard
shit.
the original. I just heard your guys' version. I still haven't.
It's
heard
pretty
the
close.
original.
It's basically the same thing.
Play straight up.
I was like, dude, we should just do like a big finale and we all play the song. And Braden's like, no, I just want to watch the band. I'm like, damn it.
That's what
I'm going for glory.
Fucking Joe went on stage with Together Pangea and like did some songs. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Joe from Commonwealth, another rock star.
It sucks, dude.
He's one of those guys that pulls songs out of his ass too.
Yeah, he does.
Talented.
Seeing Joe sing at Rockyoke, what's that song called?
He did I believe in a thing called Love
Yeah.
by The Darkness, and he hit it, dude.
Yeah.
I believe in a thing called love.
Yeah.
Except he did it good.
It was very impressive. Yeah, it was great.
No, but I was gonna say it sucks. Like you guys get to play with your favorite bands. Like my favorite band's the Beatles. I'm never gonna get to play on. If I got to play on stage with them, dude, they come back from the
surviving
dead.
Beatles and
dude, I had a coworker who worked at Quest Arena. What's it called? CenturyLink Arena.
Yeah.
When Ringo Starr was in town.
Ooh.
And I was like, was he wearing Skechers? He said that Ringo Starr was like a kind of an asshole.
Of course he is. Dude,
But,
if I
He's
was
allowed
that
to
rich
be.
and famous, I wouldn't be nice to anyone.
See, you might hate
I'm
me
not
for
nice
this.
to anybody right now.
Yeah, I'm poor and I'm mean.
You might hate me for this, but I've only listened to maybe one Beatles album.
That's I don't hate you for that.
Well,
I'm impressed that you've avoided it.
I don't know. See, I had this weird kind of ass backwards introduction to music. It doesn't make sense why I'm a musician, but like every guitar player, they start, and a lot of times traditionally it's like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, those like giants. And me, none of those were my guys. I didn't really listen to any of those bands until like maybe 2 years ago. Which honestly, I'm glad for, because now at the time I was just like, I will not be able to appreciate the genius. Apparently there's a lot of genius in these bands and these people. I'm just not ready to appreciate it, and I finally feel like I was.
I'm the same way. I didn't start enjoying the Beatles until I was like 20. Same with like Pink Floyd, but now they're like my favorite bands.
Yeah, see, that's kind of where I'm at. See, now I think I gotta try with the Beatles, because if so many people love them and it's so many people's favorite band and so many people say this, all this good stuff about them, how could they be wrong? How could the Beatles be bad? So I got to get into that.
I went and saw the Beatles tribute band on Monday.
I heard about that. I heard that was a great show.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I would have liked to go. I've seen a Beatles tribute band before that was really, really good. I feel like if you find the right people who are really talented, like, it can be like a really cool experience.
But there's plenty of bands that have like huge legions of fans that I think are garbage.
Like who?
Like Green Day.
Garth Brooks.
Garth
Brooks is the number 3 biggest selling artist in the United States. It goes Elvis Presley, The Beatles, Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Way to go.
I guess, yeah.
Garth.
Way to go, Garth.
Well, I know, like, if my first name was Garth, I don't think I'd be nearly as successful.
That's a big handicap.
Yeah.
Starting out with the name Garth.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's like a boy named Sue.
Ooh, that's kind of cool, though.
But you're Garth Brooks.
I feel like being a girl and going by like a boy name, like if your name's Christina and you go by Chris,
It's
like
kind of cool.
it's kind of cool. But like if you're a guy and your name's like,
I'm Justine.
yeah, you're like,
There's some names you couldn't do. You can't be a girl named John.
But that's crazy that there's like Alex, Chris,
Alex is like the best one. That's like anyone could be named Alex.
Yeah.
That's just like gender neutral as fuck.
It's the most PC name out there.
It is.
I met a girl named Mac today.
Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Mac.
Oh, probably. Is it short for Mackenzie? Probably.
Michaela.
I thought it was like Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Ronald McDonald.
So if you guys could throw like a barbecue and have some bands, like some local bands play, would you want it to be Whippin Shitties, Commonwealth, and King and Queen of the Losers?
Yeah, that'd be a good lineup, and we'd probably want Jordan Thornquist to come out too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we'd want him to travel from Twin Falls.
Okay.
But that would be
I don't think I've ever met
lineup.
him. Yeah, I don't think I've met him yet.
Oh, you're gonna love him.
You'll run into him. He's here a lot, even though he lives in Twin Falls.
His band is just his name, which I think is weird.
Simple.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I guess. But he was in Black Sabbath first.
Oh, true.
It's only okay to be a solo band with your name as the band if you're already famous.
Throwing shade at Jordan Thornquist
I am. Fucking get it together. Get a band name.
He's also throwing shade at the Beebs.
The name Fake Baby is available.
Yes. It is available.
Yeah.
Take it. Please get rid of it. Do something good with it, because don't ask us to do something good with it.
Maybe you should make an album called Fake Baby.
Oh, that would never fly. You have no idea how many stupid ideas I throw at Whippin Shitties, and I feel like they hate me sometimes. But I'm just like, oh.
They give you the old veto.
Do you have lots of album title ideas?
No, just so many dumb ideas. I'm like, let's cover this, or what else? I'm trying to think of the last thing. I've been working on it, so I haven't been saying as much dumb shit lately. But
you've been working on not saying dumb shit.
Yeah. But in the past, like, let's see, I wanted to, I can't remember.
Wanted to cover like Christina Aguilera.
I keep wanting to cover Ocean Man, and Michael keeps sleeping on it.
No,
Ocean
I want
Man?
to cover it, but I want you to do the deep voice.
No,
and
I want to just sing it.
You gotta do Ocean Man, or else it's not Ocean Man.
Okay. You might have a point.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? We're nearing about an hour.
Wow, I'm impressed.
That hour flew by.
It was pretty
you
good.
You were a very good podcast guest. You said you weren't going to be a good podcast
I know.
guest.
I was worried, man. I was nervous. This is my first time.
You came in
I talked
clutch.
myself into a couple corners, but
I think that was smart of you, because then we were like not expecting too much.
yeah.
And then you just were pleasantly surprised now.
Yeah. So, thank you all for watching up until this point, because I know that podcast can get boring.
I listen to him as I sleep, so I totally understand if y'all have already fucking...
Did you fall asleep already?
It's
Wake
fine
up.
if you did.
We'll just do a really loud sound to wake
Let's
everyone up.
speak some propaganda so that while they're sleeping we can maybe infect their minds.
Let's see. What would we tell them? What's a good rumor to start?
Bernie 30-30.
30-30.
30-30.
Yeah, he's gonna live forever, baby.
He's a head in a jar on a robot.
Yep. He's Bernie Sanders, and he's gonna live forever.
Well, I would just like to say thank you for having me, and that I look forward to playing with you guys on May 1st. And I hope everybody here watching or listening or not paying attention can check out our shows coming up. The shows are so much more fun than the recorded stuff. It's all about the live music.
I disagree.
Let's talk about it.
I disagree. I think our music is way better recorded. Our live show is okay, but it's a bit disappointing.
Their live show right now is so good, so that means their album music is even better.
I guess.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Happy 420. Don't smoke crack.
Don't take pot.
Don't use marijuana
Don't
drugs.
smoke alcohol. Drink weed.
Do you know you can smoke alcohol?
Oh my God.